I can guarantee you that the people that are there watching you want you to do a really great job. You really do.
As soon as someone walks in and I see they're right for that role, I'll keep my eye on them, make sure they got it. They have that spark in their eye. They have that, you can see that passion. You know, there's a difference in, to me, I could tell there's a difference in someone who has the passion and someone who's just doing it to get on TV or be the lead or whatever. So you can tell, I can tell.
The audition process was kind of interesting because I knew I'd get trapped into this dance thing.
This particular song has nothing to do with the season, but because we have 3 different shows, I just wanted to do a different combination, but we're just doing a little bit of seeing how quick you pick up, a little bit of basic stuff. Okay, so starting in V+, ballet V+, you have rond-de-jambe forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, rond-de-jambe 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to parallel first, you have hip, hip, look, hip, hip, look. Grand plie in second position, grand plie, then you look to the left. Repeat that, grand plie, look to the right, pop the head, down and down. Yeah, we okay that far? Okay, so think sexy for the first part, but then when you turn around, like lots of smiles, and then when you get to the tap break, big Disney cheese, lots of smiles, okay? Sell it. Here we go. Not that big of a dance show. this go around. It's really about the characters, the singing, telling the story. Yeah, you okay? Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Fame Forever is not about creating show-stopping numbers. This was done intentionally. We're telling a story. It's a story about how life moves so fast and time flies, and you know, you either move with it or you don't. But there's an emotional involvement to time passing and life changing. And the show is really character-driven. It is a musical play.
As opposed to a musical, because it doesn't have those big, like, ta-da endings and then the big applause and all that. It is about telling the story through, through the progression of time, and not so much with the big numbers. So it is really about the character development and the singing.
We're coming back to shows being more on the operatic format. And not necessarily classical singers singing high C's, but an opera, meaning the music is constantly going forward, constantly telling the story. And I'm finding Broadway is doing a lot of this now. And this is really, the musical play is very much along that same genre. And when you have that kind of quality construction, I think what happens for the audience is they go on that journey. They sit in their seats, the lights go out, and they go on a journey.
Thank you. Do you have a monologue?
Now, you're on a bobsled and it's snowing out. And it's cold. Okay? Go. Just possible that one day I'll be up there with my award. And I will say thank you to all my fans.
And you? And you? And you and you were there. But you couldn't have been, could you? No, on TM, this is a real, truly live place. I mean, some of it wasn't very nice, but most of it was beautiful. And I remember I kept saying to myself,
As soon as I can, I'm leaving.
Cherry Fuzz, Cherry Fuzz.
God. Please, God. Don't let me be normal.
We want this to be Broadway quality so that David DeSilva can say, I want you to come direct the show, and I want those people to come and do the tour, and I want her as my musical director. So we're really looking for top quality performers. And just have fun tonight. Fame history started in 1980 with the movie.
Papa! Hey, Bruno! What are you doing to me? You've lost your mind! You're crazy! Those tapes aren't ready. They're not supposed to be played.
Which was a blockbuster hit. It won a lot of Academy Awards, for music, and then after the movie, there was a TV show made famous with Debbie Allen. Then after the TV series, they made it into a musical. Just now the sequel has come out called Fame Forever, and it's the sequel to the musical, and the storyline basically is it's the 20th class reunion of the kids who went to the School of the Arts. So their characters are in the show.
And here we are at the Players Theater, opening the 78th season of the Players Theater in Sarasota. And last year, Fame the musical, at this time, played here and was very successful.
To PA, the High School of the Performing Arts. I'm your homeroom teacher, Miss Sharp. This ain't no movie show.
And here, it's a year later, and we're seeing the first production in Florida, and actually the second production in America of Fame Forever.
5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drop 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 1, 2, 3 and 5 and 6 and 7. Flick 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8. Good. Okay. Good. So from this flick here. Attitude when you do that, you know what I mean? I had a bunch of people called back, like even for like Greta Bell, had like 8 women called back for her. And you know, and each person had their own little, you know, thing that I liked. But right away Rosie had that, you know, that craziness that Greta Bell has that I just loved. Because at the beginning of the show, there's the scene where she's on like 3 phones at once. Like phones are going off and she's like, hello, yes, this is Mrs. Bell, hello. Oh good, Serena, sit down, I'll talk to you in a second. Hello, okay, wait, hold one moment, okay. Serena, okay, we're gonna, you know, so I see her and she came across like that in just her reading.
Need? Why do I have to need something? Can't I just call one of my favorite alumni just to say hello? I need you to dance at the reunion.
And like the Vanessa in Georgia, I had a bunch of girls called back. But I don't want to rush Vanessa in Georgia if we don't see that we see them today.
Ready? Yes. Everybody wants to be Maria, Maria, Maria. Everybody's got that yearning in their soul. Everybody wants to be Maria. Everybody wants that.
Probably the most challenging thing was just getting it cast because of all the different ethnicity in the show. Because you also have to, in the casting, be able to hire the people who are going to make the transition from going the 20-year class reunion, we jump another 10 years ahead to the 30th class reunion. The reason I was asking you about your braces is that you have I like the way you dance, so I wanted to see how much older you'd look, when it came off, to see how much older you could be. He has a young face to him. Yeah. So body types, looks, and all that played a part in that also. Came in, I'll use in the ensemble. Okay, so then Rosie is Mrs. Bell. Yeah. Rosie's Mrs. Bell. Gary, we're still waiting on to find out for sure if she's going to do Serena or not. So we still don't know.
That'd be nice.
Brandon, of course, is Alex. Little Alex. Dennis, Joe Vegas. Dennis, Joe Vegas. Because what I'm going with for the ones at the end that are part of the new school, the ones that are the incoming freshmen, sophomore, are the ones that are going to be backing up Alex. All right. Should we call everybody in?
She'll do so. Fairly strong.
Yeah, come sit. Everybody come sit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for the process. As you all know, it takes a while because there's so many things to look at. So it's a little bit of a challenging show, but I'm really excited about what we've got here right now. With that said, everyone here is in the cast. Okay. Go ahead. You can clap. Okay, and as you know, the show, this is a really special project. I mean, well, every show you do special, but as you know, with David DeSilva coming down, this being a world premiere, it's not, like I was telling you before, it's not the same Fame like it was last year. It's not all these big spectacular chorus numbers and blah, blah, blah. So for some of you, you may not do a whole lot. But again, just that one little section you may do can get you noticed by David DeSilva or other directors, or, do you know what I mean? So So generally the first rehearsal, the cast gets together and there's a read-through. Basically we just make a big circle, we go around, we introduce ourselves.
I'm Chris Keller.
And who you're playing?
I'm Shlomo Metzenbaum, age 38.
And basically we just read and sing through the show.
Why, I called you to my office. Serena, dear, stay with me.
We'll put the CD on if there is a CD, but of course for this show there was not a CD because it's a brand new show. So we were not able really just to listen to an original cast recording because basically we are it. So it was a lot of fun. So everyone got to meet each other and got a kind of an idea how every person sounded, how their characters were going to be.
They want a host who is warm, colorful, and exciting. And guess who they're interviewing today?
Hey, that's fantastic. I'm telling everyone.
Joe.
Teasing, kid. Break a leg.
Because again, it was the first time after the audition process where we had all of the cast at one time. So it was nice to hear and see how it was going to come together.
I want another chance. I want it now.
The rehearsal process was quite stressful. I mean, it was unlike anything I've ever done before. We rehearsed pretty much 7 days a week. We had maybe like 3 to 4 days off total.
Hectic, big time. We had the challenge of not being fully cast until late.
It's been very chaotic, and we've had a lot of people coming in and out, and me, for instance, I didn't come in until after they'd been working for a couple of months.
I woke up this morning with a smile on my face, and nobody's gonna bring me down today. Take the time to look at what is mine, and I see every blessing.
It was a lot, but it was good, and I work full-time too, so I have work and I had school and then coming and doing this, so it was stressful, fun but stressful, because it's also that professional sense has to come in. Like, you have to be prepared when it comes to rehearsal time. You have to know your music.
As a musician, you go to school, you're trained to hear something by looking at it. Certainly we do that, but when you bring that human element in, there's no telling what's going to happen. Our show may be very different than what happened in Scotland, what's happening in Maine, what happened in England, because you're bringing the human element in. So when we go through the casting process, we're looking, what will that person bring? So yes, I've had some surprises. Actually, one of the surprises was the opening, what I call the prologue, that opening number with the oohs backstage. Ooh, that piece, short as it is, as poignant as it is, when this cast got what I believe the composer intended, and how it fits in the show. When they got that feeling, it was a goosebump. I'm gonna learn how to fly. I feel it coming together. People will see me and... Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Do you like that? Yes. Yeah, yes.
It's catchy music. I mean, I find myself going home at night, the songs are still sort of in your head, and I've had several audience members tell me that as well. But it's complicated. It is not easy music.
And it's got all these very intricate measures and notes and harmonies, and it's very cool. It's very contemporary sounding, and it was a lot of fun, but at the same time, it was, a lot of work.
My collaborators on the show, it's Ben H. Winters, who did the book and lyrics, and Steve Margocius, who did the music. And they are such a talented team, and this is such an original and beautiful score.
It's the only music that I've ever had, like, sometimes a little difficulty with. Like, I normally pick things up really easily. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just feel that pulse. Just be a dancer with it.
You're not sure where to come in.
Yeah, I'm really... Okay, so it's 1... Well, like, Hey Spring is Springing is just 1 because the tempo is insane.
Hey, spring is springing, 2, 3, hey. Sticks a drum, 2, 3, hey. Get to hold it, 2, 3, hey. Blue to blow, 2, 3, hey. Winter weather, 2, 3, hey. Summer's day.
Well,
in this particular piece, this piece switches between 5/8, right? So your eighth note gets a count, and 7/8, where you have to count either 5 times or 7 times before you start the count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So every night, whenever I sit down to this and she's just conducting, I really literally have to count out loud to myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then we jump into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But I think that's what makes it so cool, in my opinion, is because it's so, I don't know what the word is, maybe intricate. I don't know, it's so, if you get it just right, it works out so perfectly, but it might be a little tough to get there, but once you get it, I think it's kind of great.
It is. Once you get it, you're like, yes. It's more rewarding.
For instance, I could not give out CDs. There were band track recordings, and there was an original recording just for the idea, but the music was in constant flux, constant change. I would get 3 or 4 emails a day from the music supervisor in New York City, changing this little thing, this little thing was changed, that thing was changed, these measures were cut, words were changed. So I could not in good conscience give out to any of my cast any CDs at all, because they would have the potential of learning something incorrectly, which, as you said, now has to be stripped away and you have to start over. We didn't have time for that.
Joe? Joe Vegas? How's my favorite class clown?
Miss Bell, you know I will be there. This is a night I won't miss. Better believe you.
It required, there was no choice, that if you wanted to perform this at a level that the stage, you would feel proud about putting on stage, you had to do your homework, and you needed to do your homework. So, just to do that required you having a passion for what the final production would be.
The rain will continue at least through the weekend, folks, so you better ring. Shoot, sorry.
That's scary because you are hearing this music for the first time. And you have to make sure that it sticks in your head. You don't have that music to pop in your CD and be like, hey, let me listen to it 1,000 times and I'll be okay. You don't, and that's scary because it's like, you don't know. And then at the same time, it's really liberating because you get to make it your own.
Yeah, that was just so cool, especially when I got to meet David Da Silva. It was just so interesting to see his thoughts about the character and my thoughts and Dwayne's, because it hasn't been done yet. There isn't a set way. It's kind of up to interpretation. So it was cool to be able to, kind of go my own way with it and see what became of it.
20 years of perfection hovering just outside.
It was almost working in uncharted territory. We've never been here before. We don't have a roadmap. But, if you know your business, and this whole production team does, all the clues are right there on that piece of paper, whether it's the script or the music, and as you talk with the creative team, it's all there. You have then the opportunity to create something that may never have existed before like that. So it's fresh territory. It's very scary for the cast. The first rehearsal, I had a lot of faces looking at me going, Deidre, what are we going to do now? We're going to approach this intelligently. We have no preconceived notions, maybe a little bit on YouTube. We have some idea, but we can have the latitude to create something fresh. What is that like? It's a thrill.
More air, more sound, more energy. We're in a different space now. We're not in the rehearsal hall. See if you can hear everyone around you.
going from the rehearsal process at the studio and not being on the set. Like I had because I had the drawing, so I had a vision of what it was going to be like and how I wanted to stage everyone. But once we got here and the set got put up, now it's like I had to do a lot of changing, a lot of adjustments. Started something really amazing starting tonight. Again, tonight we want to make sure we got all of our music done. He's going to do everything in Act 2 that you haven't done yet, or you've only touched once, which is like the 30th, 10th reunion, Around and Around, and any other musical things. Tonight's it. From here on out, bam, 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 stage, 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 dance, dance, dance. Okay, everybody plie down, keep your eyes closed, ready, and on 3, let's just send out a nice big great energy and say fame forever at the end. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Fame forever!
We have come an incredibly long way from the first thought of doing this, the first trip that Dwayne and I made to New York City, seeing that sparkle, that magic, and imagining what it would be like in September of this year. So that would be the first thing I say where we've come from, and then to watch us go through the workshop process and start to get a gander on who would be right for this project, from the actual audition process to the show to that first rehearsal. We have come an incredible way. The cast looks different, they sound differently, they act differently, they feel differently, we feel differently. We've come a long way.
You getting it, kid?
You're very sweet, Tyrone.
A little too sweet, if you ask me.
There you go. I want to do a speed through of the second act and just go through our blocking again, okay? Because again, not having some of you here for some of those parts, I just want to Okay, so for dress rehearsal, we generally have the first really big night. It's called a 10 out of 12. Basically, we get together and run through all the technical parts of the show first. All right, so let's set up for the top of the show. Have a good one.
Great. Well, excited to see ya.
Not yet.
Also excited about the $50,000 class gift. Serena, dear, help me out. You are a member of the class of '84.
Yes, but I'm also an English teacher whose class is about to start.
Start pulling her off. Light switch. Light switch. That's him going. He's going this way. Meanwhile, the lights are still up. They're moving it, and they're still talking. But it's just not working. It's just not working.
I was thinking.
I think so, huh? My God. How long has it been since I felt that way?
Bye, Kayla. Nope, nope. Oh, yes, the elevator. The elevator, which was, you know, I knew when I read the script that I needed some kind of thing that these spirits could come in and out of. So I knew I wanted something in the show where they could be elevated somehow. I didn't know how yet, but I knew I wanted that. And you know, they built it. It took almost a whole day and a half. Go. And in the end, it looks great. After the dress rehearsals, after the text and everything, and we've done everything we can do, now we want to put it in front of an audience. So basically we have like 3 days of previews where the first audience is actually an invited audience. Yes, it's an audience, but it's still 2 more dress rehearsals for us. But we still treat it as a show, but it's still for us to work out our kinks. And basically gives us a chance for the actors to be able to hear where people are going to laugh, how they're going to respond.
special night. Tonight is the opening night, and based on a preview I saw last night, I know this is a very talented company, and it's going to be a very exciting night.
Granted, we had 2 previews when we had an audience, but it's not the same as opening night. When you have an opening night, there's a rush.
The cast tends to have this huge excitement.
I just remember sitting down in the dressing room, going to my head and saying, trust the process that you just went through and go out and do what you've learned to do.
I guess I could compare it to, if you have a passion in your life, if you really love something and then you get an opportunity to display it, and you're just, everybody wants you to do well. Everybody wants to see a good show, and everybody wants to put on a good show, and it's just like everything just goes right through you and just comes out.
So just go out there and knock them dead tonight, and think, and have fun.
What's great about opening night is there's almost like a spirit. Dwayne talked about it when we were still going through the show, that we were going through that rough time because we were crunched for time. And everyone was a little bit worried, but he said it. He goes, the theater spirits, they're going to help us. And it's so true. It sounds corny, but it's so true.
I wasn't that stressed, and I always kept telling him, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. The gods from above are going to take care of it.
We were getting changes opening day. We were still in the rehearsal process 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes before they open the doors, making changes.
And then you still hold, good, still do your same stuff. Then you have your walk, forward and back, walk, forward and back, walk, forward and back. Lo and behold, the miracle. We're forgetting that when you're on that side. So.
Relax, and please enjoy this wonderful production of Fame Forever. Thank you kindly.
I was so pleased last night. It was brilliant. It was just brilliant. From beginning to end, the minute the overture started, with the ooze, and we had the fog last night, and all the elements of all the sets were there, and as soon as the show took off, I was like, wow, and I just kept getting more and more excited by the end of the first act that I was out of my seat.
Yes, I was hoping.
So intermission, I went back and you know, I was excited, but I didn't want to get too excited because I didn't want the cast to go, okay, and then all of a sudden it go, boom. Ladies, that was perfection. That was perfection.
That was perfection. 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 Did you not feel that? That first act was perfection. Perfection.
It's chaos backstage. I mean, I would pay money to just see what goes on backstage.
It's almost there's more of a show going off stage than there is that people are paying to see, you know.
And the running back and forth, you know, from one stage left to stage right, behind stage, when you're ripping off clothes and putting on clothes.
Mabel Washington. How's my favorite weather girl?
Hey Joe, how's my favorite DJ? I need to ask you a favor, hon.
Listen, Mabel, I don't mean to complain or anything.
Here we go.
But last night on your show, you said it was going to be like 54 degrees or something.
Joe said.
I gotta tell you, it feels more like 56 to me.
Are you finished?
All I'm saying is, my listeners would never forgive me that kind of inaccuracy.
You have a
Touche!
How about my spot?
What can I do for you?
You can pick up the girls after school today.
But it's your turn. I got plans.
Like what?
Like take a nap?
Joe!
I'm teasing.
I wouldn't ask, but promise you won't tell the truth.
I promise.
Okay. The station is doing a series of hour-long specials, like news feature things. They're calling it New York in a nutshell. They want to host you warm, colorful, exciting, and guess who they're interviewing today?
Hey, that's fantastic. I'm telling everyone.
Joe!
I'm teasing. Break a leg, kid.
You did not. I did. So did.
I mean, the vibe is just organized chaos. Organized chaos.
So we had one of our leading men actually dropped out like 4 days before the show was going to be finished due to some personal reasons and some conflict with a couple of the cast members. So his understudy, Dan, actually went on.
Because they called me at 4:30 today at school and it was like, hey, you're going to have to play JJ.
JJ, you scared me. I didn't think anybody else was in here.
I'm not. Forgot my cap. You just keep on doing whatever it was you were doing.
Shut up.
Yeah, lying. All right. Oh, yeah. All right.
I wasn't nervous about it. Dan, he had kind of knew, so he was kind of reading over the lines and everything. And
So he wound up having to go on, and my assistant Cynthia helped out.
If he exits somewhere, but don't exit, stay on the stage, come to the chair while they're dancing is when he jumps in the chair.
Okay. So after the dancers go, then just walk over here. And do you want me to still jump over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's like a character.
And I actually kind of prepped Dan already because there had been a few incidences during rehearsals. So as a director, I have to, you know, have a backup plan.
I'm a little nervous.
This is from Maria.
Okay.
With the jeans, okay?
Alright.
And you switch to this for your scene where you go behind the desk.
And evidently he went on that night and was brilliant.
Must be tough filming on the moon.
Well, you know what? It is what it is.
Hey, Nick. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Then I shall say goodnight till it be morrow.
Hey, Mom. Look. It's Dad.
Hey, what's up, superstar?
You gonna watch me dance, Dad?
I wouldn't miss it. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
Hey, while you're in town, you guys should come watch me. I'm doing West Side in Philly.
oh my gosh, he did fabulously. He did very well. I was impressed. And that's when you really see the cast, the togetherness of the cast come out. Is when stuff like that happens.
It's really beautiful in a way, like how close you become with these people. You're their family. You really are. Like, I love those kids. I've known them 2.5 weeks tops, and the friendships that I've made, I know are going to last for a while. And I mean, I know that sounds corny and cliche or whatever, but it's true.
And it's something that will never go away.
I have phone books full of people who I call and I'm like, remember when we did that show and you said this or you said that?
And it happens because, well, number one, inevitably, you're together every day of the week for hours on end. You know, you were all frustrated, you were all tired, you were all, so everybody is able to sympathize with each other, and everybody wants to try and, you know, perk people up and make people smile.
I got a text message last night from Gary, who plays Serena. Let me just go to it. Her text message said, "You are my inspiration. I had so much fun tonight. Thank you. You are amazing." The thing I'm going to take with me the most from this production when I'm on to my next venue, my next show I'm directing, is just being able to have touched each cast member in some way. Emotionally, you know, spiritually, what I've given them talent-wise.
Dwayne. Oh, I love Dwayne.
I love Dwayne. Which is the general consensus, I think, when anyone gets to work with him.
Like I said, that man is amazing. Dwayne, you're amazing.
Amazing, amazing person.
And I'll say this about Dwayne Barrett. He is, as a person, a phenomenal person. Not, I mean, take director, take all of that, you know, take those titles away, just go to person. And he's just a phenomenal person.
Everyone's just special. Good guys, I just want to say again, thank you to each and every one of you. I am so proud of the show, but thank you. I love you all.
Will I ever see you again?
You can count on it.
Good, guys. I just want to say again, thank you to each and every one of you. I am so proud of the show, but thank you. I love you all.
Will I ever see you again?
You can count on it.
Having the theater experience of it really affects me because to go through the creative process, making a film, all of the creativity and the excitement happens while the camera is rolling and in the making of it. And then what you're left with is celluloid, a print. But working in the theater is a whole other experience because, you know, talented young people get to participate in it, to be in it.
Challenging. Stressful.
Challenge.
And that's the most exciting.
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 Is the fact that I've created it as a theater experience.
And rewarding.
Rewarding.
Unbelievable.
And that's going to live forever.